Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna mess with me.
Activated.
Shout out to everybody this morning. Welcome back to the Boxing Biz Podcast show here on YouTube, Facebook, IGX. So make sure you're checking us out on whatever social media platform you're on, of course, and on all the podcast hosting sites. On Sound, we are on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and some of the other podcast hosting sites that you might be on. So make sure you check us out. Woke up with good energy today, so I hope you did too. All right, man. Listen, I've been away from the mic for a little bit, maybe about a week and a half, so apologies for that. I've been working in the background, getting, just upgrading everything, man. And, I've been working on the studio, making sure I got the right equipment just to make the program the best I can for you guys, since, quality is what I'm looking for more than numbers, right? Of course, I'm going to be here for the numbers. The numbers don't lie, right? So I will be live very often, but just wanted to kind of just give you guys a little bit of an apology, obviously, because I was on a roll, and then I took off that week and a half, had my little niece's birthday, had a ton of activities that came by, and I handled business, right? That's what we do over here at the Boxing Biz. But we're back at it again. So much has gone on since I've been on in the last week and a half with boxing. But boxing was a little light this week that passed and the week before. So I guess, as boxing podcasters and reporters, we were kind of like, swiping at the air to see what topics we could talk about. But there's plenty of stuff happening. Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson talks of maybe fighting. And, of course, we've had the Devin Haney and Brian Norman lead up. We've had the Canelo Alvarez and Crawford videos, right? You see Crawford out there training, and getting acclimated to that weight. So there's a bunch of things going on in the boxing landscape. But yesterday's breaking news was Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I know that it's probably not the top guys, but I mean, if you really want to really talk about it, my man Michael Hunter, he is ranked number 1 in the WBA. So totally ranked. My man Jarrell Miller, who's had a bit of a rocky road in the last 2 years. Controversies with with the PEDs. I think that was probably 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But then he's been on the come up, man. He's been on the come up. He was supposed to fight my man Wardley, but then that press conference turned out to be nuts. I don't know what the hell was on Jarrell's mind that day, but he was pissed off because of some rap video or whatnot. And, at the end of the day, it was a shoulder injury that ultimately, according to the camp, took him out of that fight against Wardley, which would have been a hell of a fight, right? Wardley's been knocking guys out, big guys too. So, I would have loved to have seen that fight, right? My man ended up fighting Hunis. Matter of fact, let me see if I could log in. Yo, is there like some new box rec going on here? Thought I ran into some new box rec page, but I guess not. You just never know how deep these pages go to. I literally saw another interface right now. Let me get to the comments. Let me see who's first in line today, this morning, man. My man Ryan Hong in the building. Shout out to my brevs out in the UK, man. I'm teetering, man, whether whether I'm going to be visiting you guys in the UK, man, pretty soon. Still got to get up with my Texas bro, Eid, and talk to him. But looking at flights going to the UK, man, it's not that expensive. So I'm still teetering on taking this trip. I'll make my final decision this week too, and pull the trigger on that trip to the UK. So shout out to all my bros in the UK. Shout out to Mitty, and of course Eric Cruz, who's going to be going out there and handling business, right? You know, those white collar boxing shows in the UK are fucking fly, man. They're really good. And Scott and everybody over there that handles those shows are pretty good at what they do. So I always wanted to actually participate in one of those shows. So shout out to white collar boxing for always, you know, holding it down with some pretty cool shows. But yeah, man, I'm excited. A lot of cool things are going to be happening, and I'm excited to get this schedule going again. And of course, politicking with you guys on the sport we love. So yeah, man, Jarrell Miller is gonna be taking on, you know, Michael Hunter. Let me just bring this up. Yeah, he's gonna be taking on Michael Hunter, and Michael Hunter's a very dangerous fight for Jarrell Miller. You know, Michael Hunter's been known to you know, take guys out that are much bigger than him. You know, Michael Hunter was able to take out Bacoli, took his O. So Michael Hunter, you could say he's the giant killer, really. And my man Jarrell's gonna have his hands full. I don't know if Worley would have been a better fight for him. Of course, he's saying, of course, I'm not saying that he dodged him or anything like that. But man, Michael Hunter to me it's a harder fight. It's a harder fight. I think Michael Hunter has some real skills, and he's able to nullify some of the advantages that some of these bigger guys have, like Martin Bacoli. You know, he took Martin Bacoli to the 10th round and TKO'd him. So, you know, just goes to show you that Michael Hunter's still in the game. He's 37 years old, but we all know that the heavyweights, you know, we're definitely not out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? At 37, especially if you keep about yourself in good health, and you're not doing no crazy shit when you're out of the ring. So Michael Hunter is going to be a very dangerous opponent to Jarrell Miller, and there's so much other stuff going on in the heavyweight division, right? So many other things going on in the heavyweight division. If you look at the rankings, you got a couple of people. It was surprising to me to see Lawrence Okoli too up there at number 1 at the WBC. And this week, of course, we have another young gun, right? A promised future star, right? In Moses Itama. And I hope I'm saying that right. Itama. All right, champ. So I hope I'm not getting that right. You know, we got Dillian White versus Moses Itama this week, which we're going to be getting into definitely later on today. We're going to have an afternoon show, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Definitely hit that notification bell if you like what you're listening to, so we get this algorithm going. You know how it is, guys. We get the numbers up, and they'll let us in through that door, right? So, you know, appreciate you guys. Before I took this week and a half hiatus, obviously I was working behind the scenes, but you know, I did see the numbers still moving, so I really appreciate you guys tuning in to some of the shows that were previously recorded. Can't thank you enough, but we'll go ahead and continue that uptick trend in the numbers so we can go ahead and keep doing more. So duly appreciated. Shout out to everybody that always stops by, shows love, and like I said before, we'll get this going. Oh wow, dog's going crazy in the background. We'll get this schedule going again. So Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter, 2 days before the mega fight. 2 days before the mega fight. Now, I don't know whether this is a good idea or a bad idea, right? I guess it gets everybody's juices flowing. And, you know, appreciate everybody. Look, listen, small goals, right? We just crossed 400 subscribers. I think we were at like 300 when I first started last month. So, yeah, big win for small goals, but very much appreciated. Shout out to everybody that participated in that growth. And we're looking forward to getting another 100, right, this month. And we're going to keep getting them and keep up with this uptick in the subscribership and attention that the show's receiving. So thank you guys again. And again, this is a showcase event, Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter. And this is going to be 2 days before the Canelo-Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. And from what they're reporting, it will be at, I believe, it's going to be in Las Vegas, obviously, in Sin City, but I don't know exactly what the actual location will be. Says they will headline a showcase event in Sin City in the lead up to the Canelo-Alvarez Terence Crawford bout at the Allegiant Stadium on September 13th. But doesn't show any signs of what or where they might be fighting, right? Remember, this is breaking news from yesterday, and there's still some things, obviously, they need to be put together. The fight, it's not in BoxRec, right? And usually BoxRec's pretty good, at being able to, to update things. They're pretty good at that. But it's nothing is posted yet. As of yet, there's nothing being posted on the BoxRec. So I don't know if it's solidified, if this is a 100% fight, or it's just, I guess they just agreed and they're working out the final details of this matchup. But yeah, nothing on the BoxRec yet. And then we continue to look at this landscape, man. We got Moses and Dillian White. Dillian White, well, he's not even ranked in here. Moses Itamo's number one in the WBO. Wow, he's right there at the cusp, man. He's number 2 in the WBA, 11 in the WBC. Okay. My man Alexander Usyk's holding all of those right there. So the landscape, Alexander Usyk has some fights to go before any of these guys might have. There's some interim titles here. Alexander Usyk can possibly fight Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabayel, which to me is a dangerous fight. Joseph Parker also is a dangerous fight. These are guys that are going to bring it to Alexander Usyk and aren't going to be afraid to make it rough and tough in there. Like, Ajit Kabayel got a hell of a body shot. Good body work for Ajit Kabayel. I don't think heavyweights go to the body enough, man. With all that power, you would think that you would, go to the body. You know what I'm saying? You got knockout power. You pretty sure you got devastating liver shot power. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys in the heavyweight division go head hunting. It's hardly ever see. Danny Dubois was probably one of the guys that I saw throw a body shot that hurt somebody. We all know how controversial that was. But you look at any of these guys, bro, they're not throwing that body work. And shout out to my man Derek Chisora, bro. He's number 2 in the IBF, bro. He's still in there like swimwear. Yeah, man, you thought he was gone, and he's not. He's still up there. And we got a couple of fights that can happen, obviously, from the ranked number 1s, 2, 3, even 3, I think. You got WBC, you got Anthony Joshua. There's so many fights we still want to see, though. We still wanted to see that Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. But we don't know if that fight's the same yet, I know Anthony Joshua took some losses. I think Wilder's losses were a little more... Well, no, because Joshua did get knocked out, too. I guess both of them took L's, bro. Let them fight. Let us get that fight that we missed out on. You know what I mean? Let's get these fights that we missed out on, bro. And Jarrell Miller's getting a lot of backlash, too. Look, man. I'm not no commission guy. I'm not that guy, you know what I'm saying, that's going to just put the stamp on your life like if I know what happened, right? Because this is boxing. We all know shit happens. I don't know what Jarrell Miller's team or what he was going through during that time of, PED usage or whatnot. I know there's no excuse for that, but I mean, they gave him a pass, and he's fighting clean right now. This is a guy that this is his job, right? You know what I'm saying? His job is to fight. And there's this, the sport is riddled with all that shit. With PED usage and performance enhancing, any kind of performance enhancing drugs. Some are just better at it than others, and I guess I'm not trying to accept the usage of PEDs. I'm just saying that in Jarrell Miller's case, bygones be bygones. I'm not gonna hold the sword to his Adam's apple, so to speak. And as long as they're testing him now and he's fighting clean, I ain't got no problem with Jarrell Miller fighting. I really don't. There's always been shadowy spots, right? The shadow realm in this sport. So I can never say A plus B is going to be C, because it doesn't always work out like that. But I'm mentioning all this stuff just because I did read a lot. I listen to you guys and I read some of the comments on the post. And there was a lot of backlash for that, still for Jarrell Miller. But I don't think that's any of an issue now, Pretty sure they're testing him more than ever. He's on the, if you wanted to be on the limelight to be tested, yeah, you're definitely that guy. Jarrell Miller, nobody's not gonna not think about, testing him or making sure that he's okay because of his past. So, I mean, if you got the ruler on him, if he measures up, he measures up. Let him fight. Lemon water. And again, shout out to everybody that's tapping in, man. I see some of the numbers here. And let me go back to the comments. Check out the champs out here. Goodman versus Nick Ball. Who you got? Ooh, I like Nick Ball, man. Nick Ball is a little more well-known, I guess, here in the States than Goodman. But you tell me, Ryan, what do you think about Goodman? I think Nick Ball is just a dog, man. And, he's very aggressive, very, very relentless. I like the way he fights, but maybe Goodman can be bringing something that I don't know about. But we're going to cover that also in the Moses Itama and Dillian White show that we're going to have later this afternoon. So make sure you stick with us throughout the day. We'll be going into the entire card, champ. Most definitely. Brian Hong says Goodman versus Nick Ball. Who you got? Who you got, champ? Who you got? Puro Sur, #CCD, #PFM. What up, Doomy? What up, Puro Sur? ¿Cómo está el Sur? Goodman about the whoop ball. Yeah. I mean, if Goodman, in between the time, from the next show that we'll have this later afternoon, I'll be doing some film work to see what Goodman is really bringing to the table. I'm not saying he's not bringing something. I just want to see comparatively styles make fights. Now, we got a betting show. If you didn't know, well, now you know. We make money over here. We don't lose our shirts, all right? So we got a betting show on Friday for Saturday's fights. If we have fights on Friday, we'll have a betting show on Thursdays. But for the most part, you already know, Saturday fights, Friday betting show. Make sure you tap in with us, all right? If you didn't know, I'm using DraftKings as the platform, as the betting platform. There's so many others. Obviously, MyBookie, Bovada. There's a couple of other ones. But all the math is the same as far as our analytics on fights happening. And we always hedge our bets. We always watch out for the trap lines. We don't bet from the heart. We bet from the wallet, right? That's what Doomy's going to tell you. You got to bet from the heart or bet from the wallet. You got to bet from the wallet if you want to stay safe and win. Every now and then we'll throw one with the heart, a Hail Mary, but we always hedge these bets, man. I don't want nobody losing their money. So stay tuned, all right? Make sure you check out that betting show. There's, I think, 2 or 3 shows already that have been done. And, of course, we keep getting better and better and developing it. I do all the homework so you don't have to. You can always interact with me on the live show through the chat or even call in so that we can go ahead and, parlay and talk about why you feel like, maybe some of the picks that I have might not hit. And I'll let you know why I think they will. But for the most part, I do hella film studies on this, and I look for the small details and do the extra homework so you don't have to. So stay tuned, and locked in for that Friday betting show. Puro Sur says, aquí no más, bro. Yo, say, oh, hell yeah, Goodman about to make me some gambling money for Vegas. Yeah, bro. We'll see what Goodman got. I'll let you know. I'll be factual. And you know what I'm saying, bro? We'll hedge some bets. Make sure we get our money back. We don't lose over here, bro. I don't want to hear no stories about people losing their shirts. Puro Sur says, plus 400. I'm about to get paid. Yeah. Yeah, you could get paid. That's a nice number. Matter of fact, I always open up my DraftKings, man. Listen, since we started the betting show, we've been on the positive. All right, we haven't lost money yet, and I'm pretty open. Oh, what's up with this dog? Hey, my little dog over here chewing on the bone like he a Rottweiler. My man's a Shih Tzu. Look at him. Oh man, yeah, we've been on the green, y'all. We've been on the green since we started betting, and we want to keep it that way. And I'm very transparent. I let you guys see my page. I let you see the bets that I've made. Yeah, the odds are looking good. The odds are looking good, my man. I see money here. I definitely see money, and we got a few fights too. Let me see what. All right, we got about 4 fights. Well, right now on the sports book, you got Phillip, Raymond, Nick Ball, Moses, Jermaine Ortiz is for the 23rd. So we got 4 right now on there. We got Phillip, Raymond, Nick, and Moses on the betting line for the sports book on draft. Excuse me. So. And this, of course, other fighters will probably be added to the betting line as we close into Saturday. So, stay tuned. And remember, guys, sometimes the betting odds kind of change as the week, starts to fall in to fight day. So if you're betting now, you bet now. I like to bet around Thursday, Friday. And they also have live betting, It's crazy because I wasn't on the show, but I was seeing Fonseca versus God, who he was fighting, man. They had Fonseca. You know what Fonseca I'm talking about. He fought Ryan Garcia. He was fighting recently, and man, he started out the first round real good, man. And the live bet was open. I was gonna put some money on Fonseca. I actually didn't even finish seeing the fight, so I don't know if he won or not. I would have to go back and check out Fonseca. But, the live betting is pretty cool, too. Let's see. Puro Sur says, I'm in Cali, so I'm going to hit up the bookie when that lazy bum wakes up. Damn. Puro Sur made me laugh so hard I had to go spit. Shit. Yo, that lazy bum. Get up, make some money. Shit, yeah, man. Yeah, so it's gonna be some good money for this week on that Dillian White and Moses Itamo card for sure. Let's get back to this boxing landscape, right? Gotta trim it down. Where you at? Yeah, they don't got Jarrell Miller there. Yeah, okay. Where are the rankings? I just had it up. Too early for this. I need my coffee. All right. And Lawrence Okoli, too. Lawrence Okoli just finished. Yo, Lawrence Okoli's huge, bro. Y'all seen how big Lawrence Okoli looks at heavyweight? It's a big dude, bro. He don't even look the same. He looked like a totally different person at heavyweight. Good reach, good boxing. He recently, too, he showed some good reach, good boxing. Zhule Zhang. And again, this is breaking news, y'all. We could fall into a couple of the other topics. Just so much to talk about. I didn't even know how to build a thumbnail this morning. I'm like, bro, I've been off the camera for like a week and a half. Like, I got so much to talk about. But the breaking news was, Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter. When was Michael Hunter's last fight, too, bro? Michael Hunter, I feel like he hasn't been super active, man. Wow, yeah, the last fight was in September. Excuse me, no, in December of 24. Wow, so he went the whole year, almost a whole year, no fight. He caught a TKO, but who's this guy, Christian Lorando? Whoa. Yeah, he fought my man in Mexico. Your man's 10 and 11. All right, so that wasn't much of a battle. Cassius Chaney, the one before that. I remember the Cassius Chaney fight. He did hello good, man. Cassius Chaney took a little beating on that fight. He was getting outclassed, outboxed. So, yeah, Christian Lorano, I guess, was just a stay busy fight. Let's see Jarrell Miller, man. I'm doing the math already. And look, Andy Ruiz, wow. Jarrell Miller's last fight was in August. All right, so we have definitely some inactivity here. Definitely some inactivity here that's going to show. And then you got Jarrell Miller with an injury. I wonder what the odds are going to look for that. You know, you start to look at all this stuff. Pretty sure Michael Hunter is going to be the favorite. Because this right here looks, yeah, Michael Hunter's just and I feel like Michael Hunter, man, he hasn't gotten, like, I feel like the opportunities that he should have gotten. You know what I'm saying? At times, I don't know if it was just business or positioning or whatnot. But, yeah, Michael Hunter, he'll fight anybody, man. I feel like he should have been in certain fights. But, just to talk about the way they maneuver him, I think he's his own boss too, no? The way he moves, himself through this boxing game, I think that, there's not too many hands in the pie, so to speak. Yeah, the promoter for that Mexico fight, Claudia Leticia Gonzalez Raudeles. That's pretty much anything that happens south of the border. I probably won't be familiar with some of the names, but I'm going to remember that. Claudia. Let's see for Cassius Chaney. Who had him? Damn, Don King and Chris Lawrence were the promoters for that fight in Hollywood, Florida, when he fought Cassius Chaney. So that was Don King. Just trying to see where my man Hunter's been in the last 3 fights. Another promoter, Gabriel Higareda. So he's been kind of free agent style, you know what I mean? Jarrell Miller, on the other hand, he's been solid with the promoters he's been working with. Forgot my man's name. Bob Arum, Steve Bash, Tom Brown, Eddie Hearn, Leon Margulis. All right. So that was the last fight. Well, at least the last fight that he had with Andy Ruiz. So, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that with Jarrell Miller and Michael Hunter. Hope you guys appreciate the fight that's being made between these two. One thing I could count on Jarrell Miller is that he's going to fight. He's going to go in there. He's going to throw punches. As big as he is, this guy throws punches. It's something you can't take away from him. And he's durable for the most part. As far as boxing skill for skill, he's going to have a lot on his plate with Michael, man. Michael Hunter's a great boxer. I think sometimes not underestimated, but underappreciated on how good he is. So Michael Hunter is definitely going to have, in my opinion, obviously he's going to have the advantage in skill, size, and power. And so this is pretty much like a power versus speed sort of thing. And, speed usually beats power, right? Unless power lands. Power is the common, not the common denominator, but that's the equalizer, dog. When you got the power, that's the equalizer. Jarrell Miller got that. Super. My man Puro cooking on the comments right now. Let me see what my man says. Puro Sur says, wish I would have put some money down on my guy Sandoval. Bro, I wish I would have put money on Sandoval too, bro. I missed that bet. That week, I was so pissed, bro. I was so pissed. I missed that. I think that's when my week started. Like my busy. Like when I took off from the podcast, you guys. I was so mad, man. Sandoval, I would have made money, bro. I would have made money that week. It was light on fights, but that Sandoval fight, yeah, he had my boy. What's my man's name? Kijiroi. But he had him crying, bro, at the end of the fight, man. Sandoval put a beating on that Japanese kid. Great fight, though. You know, while it landed. I mean, while it lasted. Yo, and you just took me back to that one, bro. That was a good one. Nah, Ricardo definitely showed out. He definitely showed out, bro. And it was a split decision. To me, bro, you could tell. I mean, look, Kenshiro was doing good, but not good enough, man. I would have said a UD. Sandoval was handling business, bro. Big time. And there was another fight on that same card. Bro, I'm telling you, that was a money. Even Eric Rosa, little Manny Pack. I was this close to him. Like, yo, I'm gonna do a parlay. And the Antonio Vargas one. I had Antonio Vargas and Eric Rosa. I had him on a hedge, or I actually bet on him, but I hedged him. And I didn't put the bets through, just so you guys know. I was just playing with the bet slips. But the fights had started, and I didn't pull the trigger. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay away from these bets. I didn't do enough analytical work. You know me, I try to always, matter of fact, I always bet responsibly. So I didn't want to just throw money at him. But Ricardo Sandoval would have made me some money, bro. You know, when you go out to Japan and you got the kind of like, I guess, got the tide against you. You know what I'm saying? The water's that current is against you, right? When you're going into somebody's backyard. So the numbers were a little bit, a little bit different. A little bit how do you say, tempting. But I didn't pull the trigger on it, man. I didn't. Let me see right now, actually. Let me see what's going on. Shout out to the IG family, too. Oh, my God. I forgot to press go on the IG. Chill, champ. Listen, I'm going to say this for the IG family only. Shout out to the IG family, man. I just came on for you guys right now. I forgot to hit the go live. What can I say? This is what happens when you take off for a week and a half, right? You miss a button or two. And I appreciate the IG family, too, man. Somebody hit me up like, yo, you ain't live on IG. I'm live now. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, X, and IG. And make sure that you do hit the like button if you like what you're listening to. And if you definitely want to stay tuned with us, hit that notification bell. And, of course, subscribe. Let's get these numbers up, man. And for sure, we'll be coming, to you live twice a day, bringing you the latest and greatest in boxing news and boxing talk. So you guys are more than welcome to tune in, too. Matter of fact, I always throw the StreamYard link up here just in case somebody wants to just tap in, no pressure. And just parlay a little bit, get this morning boxing talk going. So if you guys are on the comment section chat, I have a StreamYard link up there. You guys could always tap in. Audio, visual, both, whatever. You're more than welcome. You guys make this show. The community is the show. So appreciate you guys tapping in with me and on all the other platforms, right? Let's see what we got here. Looks like somebody tried to hit me up. Where is it? Shout out to the producer, too. Always holding it down. Damn. I don't know where the collab is. He trying to make me collab where there's no collab here. I don't see no collab. Where's the collab at? I see no collaboration, producer. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, the producer said collab, and I don't see no collab. Stop playing with me. All right. Let's see. Yeah, no collabs there. All right. Let's keep going here. Your boy Budo over here said he was at plus 440 Absolutely. Shout out to my man Puro Sur CCD hashtag IPHC. My man, we got more acronyms in the military. Let's bring him on the show. Champ. Shout out to my man Puro Sur in the building. What up, champ?
What up, Doomy? How you doing, brother? Good morning.
I'm doing good, my brother. How's your morning started today?
Oh, it hasn't started yet, bro. I just kind of woke up and I saw one of my homies was live, so I jumped on real quick, and then I was about to hit the hay again, but then I saw you were live, so I was like, I'll chat it up real quick before.
Shit, chat it up, my brother. You know the breaking news is Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter, but we got so much going on in boxing right now that, I mean, there's so much to talk about, right? But let's start with that.
Yeah,
What's up with this matchup that just popped out of nowhere 2 days before the mega fight, Crawford versus Canelo?
I don't know. I mean, I was hearing him and Deontay. I mean, he just kind of popped out of nowhere, to be honest. I don't think anybody was thinking of Big Baby Miller, to be one of the supports for the fight. But I mean,
Definitely.
it's not a fight I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm not big on the heavyweights like currently, but
So what do you think about that heavyweight boxing landscape right now? I mean, you know what? It's funny you say that because, I guess it is unexpected, right, for Jarrell Miller and Michael Hunter to be doing that kind of showcase event before the fight.
mhm.
But so what fight would have been the fight for you
um
if it would have been a heavyweight fight right now?
a heavyweight fight.
Given the current landscape, right?
Me personally, I would like to see Andy versus anybody, but
Andy Ruiz?
actually Andy Ruiz, yeah.
Man, he's been out of out of the loops ever since he fought Jarrell.
Yeah, and it makes sense though because like I remember he fought like shit that fight. Um
He's out
and
there giving away pickup trucks and living life.
yeah, but then he showed like the injury, like on TV. It was a pretty gnarly injury. So he probably had surgery and stuff on his wrist.
Oh, so
But
you mean a hand injury, right?
yeah. I don't know if you remember, right after the fight, like he was on his post fight press conference. I remember thinking, because I was actually at
that's
the venue.
right. That's
Yeah.
right, dude. I did forget that. He fractured his right hand, right?
Yeah, I believe it was his right hand. Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
actually at the venue. I was actually at the fight, and I was like,
Nice.
I mean, there's really nothing he could say. I mean, like, this is the first time that like he's like gassed out, But then, okay, I mean, no excuses, whatever. Like I thought the fight was a draw, like it was a warranted draw.
Yeah.
It was a horrible fight by both fighters, but anyways, it was what it was. But yeah, then he took off his glove and he showed the camera. I was like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, he throws a
So
lot of power too. Everything Andy throws is straight up power. These guys
yeah,
got to be careful, man, with especially, I mean, the heavyweights, I mean, they all got power, right? They're all big dudes and shit.
yeah, they're all heavyweights. Yeah, and then he was out for 3 months. I mean, 3 years too.
Yeah,
So
the inactivity will kill you, man. And
yeah,
speaking
that's
of
one of the reasons.
hand fractures, you got Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as of late talking on the airwaves, right? Like they're gonna make this fight happen. Tap into that real quick, man. Teofimo Lopez has always been one of my favorites, along with Shakur Stevenson. So if this fight happens, I'm gonna be kind of on the fence here. You know what I'm saying? Both fighters are elite, and this is these are the fights that we want to see, right? We want to see these big fights with these high skilled fighters facing each other, right? And I think that during this year, even going into 2026. Everything's just in the culmination where these guys are going to have to fight each other. I mean, you got Devin with Brian Norman, a lot of action happening. Teofimo Shakur Stevenson, give me your pick.
I got Teo if the fight happens.
Why?
I think he's a better boxer. I think he has more power.
Okay. I could agree with the power.
The thing with Teo is that, and what's like not a lot of people bring up, but when I look at Teo and like when people say, oh yeah, he fights up to his competition, stuff like that. To me, I just think it's sheer. One, I think he's capped out with his pop, and two, is inexperience. Like literally, like he's got tons of talent. That's how he was able to beat Loma and become champion by defeating Comey. But like lays an egg versus George Kambosos.
Yeah.
And then like he
Damn.
won every round
He said
versus.
laid an egg.
No, he did, bro. He did, and actually, like everybody thought Tio was gonna like annihilate the guy, and then nobody really knew George too much. I mean, I knew George. I know like he had some big wins, couple like on the borderline, but like George actually won that fight, like
So you didn't buy into the whole medical condition, him being like in a position of possibly even dying if he would have got hit,
I believe it all, but excuses, to be honest. Like his dumb ass, like with all of his ailments, like shouldn't be taking like a punch to the gut from like the world's strongest man. I mean, that was dumb.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Yo,
And then
what an idiot. That was one of the most idiot. That was one of the stupidest.
Everyone in this room is now dumber.
Bro.
yeah, no, that was pretty dumb. But
Dog,
like
that dude is
idle hands,
huge.
bro, idle hands, because that fight got postponed. Like took like a whole year, right, to get that fight off the ground.
Yeah, man, that was a terrible, terrible decision, man. I don't know what the hell got into him.
But all excuses. I give George Kambosos full credit for that one, because at the end of the day, like Tio came back in that fight. Like he had him on the verge of knocking him out in the 10th, but he tired out. Like Tio was able to drop him, but he couldn't finish him off. And then the fight was dead even on my eyes, like going into the 11th and the 12th. And George Kambosos needed to pull it, still needed to fight those two rounds, well to win the fight.
So even Teofimo losing to Kambosos, you would still pick him against Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, that's just because like
styles make
like
fights,
I know.
right?
No, not for me. I know all the hype that Shakur gets. I think he's too much of a hype. Like I don't see what people describe him as. Like he's obviously a good fighter. Like he's beaten like the Valdez was a big win. Zepeda right now was a big win, even though they did Zepeda dirty, in my opinion.
Say it again.
Even though they did Zepeda dirty, in my opinion.
What do you mean they did him dirty?
The scorecards. Oh my god! The scorecards were beyond ridiculous. The scorecards were beyond ridiculous.
No. Yeah. Yes, these fucking.
And to me, it's a disservice to Shakur, because instead of Shakur being praised for like he was in a tough fight, that he had a gut out, like everybody's like fucking, glazing, sucking his dick, saying how big of a masterclass it was. And I don't know how much of a masterclass it was when like literally this guy, like you're like synonymous with defense, according to everybody that tells me about Shakur. But this guy literally like landed, like out jabbed you. You're supposed to be like one of these pristine jabbers in the sport. Zepeda out jabbed you, like literally, like he outlanded you in like 7 of the 12 rounds. Like literally, like landed 100 body shots. I'm like, where was his vaulted defense? At the end of the day, I thought Shakur won. I think it was a clear victory, but like literally, like it's just like I don't know. It's just he gets too much hype for me.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're more upset with the disservice of the scorecards, bro. I mean, when did I start? I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, Shakur Stevens' style, from the beginning, right? He's always gonna have that over his head, right? That he's not putting himself at risk too much. He's not doing that, but he did all that with the Zepeda fight, I think we got to see more wrinkles in Shakur Stevens' game. I think we got to see him as a fighter, because usually we see him as a counter puncher, on the back pedal, counter punching. He'll square up with you very, very little and keep moving. But I think he showed a lot in the Zepeda fight, man. And he showed me enough that I think that with the Teofimo fight, bro, I'm on the fence. I usually pick Teo because I think he's such a well-advanced, skilled fighter with some of the things that he does. He's very, it's not unpredictable. Yeah, maybe unpredictable, but he's very unorthodox in some of the things he does, but they work, right? He's able to close distance pretty well, and when he's in the pocket, he has the power. But I really strongly believe that Shakur Stevens is going to be able to get this off, man. I think Shakur Stevens is going to be able to get this off on Teo, bro. So for right now, until because the lead up obviously is very important. Camps are very important. How's the weight cuts and everything else. So I'm gonna be holding on to Shakur on this one, but I I see why you stand with Tio, bro. Tio's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah, but I do agree with you on the point of what styles make fights. I think if the fight does come to fruition, I think it's going to be a horrible fight. I think it's going to be like not nothing to do with Shakur, nothing to do with Tio, but to do with both of them. Like Tio cannot fight. Like he has to have somebody coming at him, and then like literally Shakur's like, known to give us some duds. So I don't know, stylistically, I just don't see it being a very very, very entertaining fight. But hopefully I'm wrong.
Let's see. Yeah, you're right. Yo, shout out to my man Koki. Let's bring him on. He's on live with us right now. Shout out to Koki. Who you got on the picture there, bro? Is that Subriel Matias?
Yo, salute guys. What's up, everybody? Hit the like, subscribe, and all that. Show some love to my man Biz. Yeah, we got superhero Matthew Ahmed Matias. He's from my town in Fajardo, Puerto Rico, and I follow him since his amateur career too. I actually had the pleasure to see Nicholas Flas and Ojo Santiago. So they all train in the same gym in PR, and I got to see them spar, and they had flaws growing up, but they got better, and it's good to see them doing well now. Matias got the WBC title. He's doing good with that too. But I love the conversation y'all got going on. I think Shakur and Teofimo, that's a great matchup. It's stylistically, you got Tio, the boxer puncher. He moves well. He got the agility. Shakur, you saw what he did against Cepeda. A lot of people they wanted Cepeda to put that pressure on Shakur, because Shakur never had that like high volume style against himself. And what I like about Shakur is, he adjusted to that style. He was like, I could fight it. I could show you I could fight at that tempo. I could show you I could fight, in the pocket, like how Floyd did against Jose Luis Castillo in the second fight. Because I know you guys saw Jose Luis Castillo and Floyd, the first one, and Castillo is like that volume Mexican style, like sophisticated pressure. It's not like dumb pressure. He's very smart, and he can make a guy like Floyd work. And I thought Cepeda was going to give Shakur that work, but what impressed me about Shakur, he's not just a boxer. He'll fight with you too. He'll stand there. Because when you stand in boxing, you got to move your head. If you're not moving your feet, you got to move your head. And if you're not moving your head, you got to move your feet. So Shakur has like that. He has that IQ to make whatever style that's supposed to work against him. He'll make it. He'll be the guy to be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to show you that, your style is not going to be enough for what I got. Because he has a lot of dimensions to his boxing. He's not just like a Devin Haney. No offense to Devin Haney, but, Devin Haney has like issues with guys that come in over the jab. They throw like the hook.
Yeah.
Haney has that jab out, and then he'll get countered like, against Jorge Linares, in the 9th, 10th, and 11th round. Linares is coming in with that hook. And Haney was like, what the fuck is going on? But I feel like Shakur, he'll be like, you get me once, you're going to get me again. And I think Tio got to come in with, like that pressure. He got to fight on that front foot because, against Jermaine Ortiz, Ortiz was like, make it Tio chase him. But, Ortiz didn't fight the best fight because I thought he could have punched a little more, be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, I think
but
the skills was just
Shakur, I think he'll frustrate Tio in the pocket, and Tio will have to like just kind of mix up his offense, kind of make Shakur, cover his body to get that head set up. And I'm not sure though, because I think Tio, my bad.
He's gonna have to make him fight. I think that's
it got to be a fight because I think
it's got to be a fight. Shakur's gonna win the defensive battle, in my opinion. He'll win it.
Yeah.
Tio's gonna have to make this a rough fight. And bro, since you got Subriel up there, and real quick, Ryan Hong said, champ, why you gotta do Golovkin like that with that profile pic, shaking my fucking head?
I didn't do it. Canelo did it.
Yeah,
Canelo, not me.
Golovkin bit in wars, man. That trilogy with Canelo, I love all those fights, man. That's like one of my favorite eras in boxing.
Bro, and what's up with Subriel smacking Teofimo on the head or whatever, man?
Hey, man, Subriel spent a year in prison before he became a pro in boxing. He was in the prison in Puerto Rico, and when he was 23, he went pro at 24. So look, I know Tio be cracking on Hitchens and Shakur and Haney. Tio be cracking jokes, but Matias is a prison guy. You know, he's gonna give you a tate quieto. He's gonna be like, you know, no hold that maco. He's gonna be like, because Matias, you know, he had a very troubled past. Matias wasn't really your normal guy coming up. You know, he had to grow up in a very bad part of Puerto Rico. You know, he lost his brother to AK-47. His brother got shot down by a gang, and Matias was like, do I go pro? What do I do in my life? And he was in prison too, because Matias was involved in the same shit, and he was in prison for a year. And when he got out, Juan Orengo is his manager. He was like, look, we got to get you straight. We got to get you off that street shit. You can't be hanging out with these guys. You know, you got to be, if you want to take care of your family, you got to dedicate yourself to boxing. So Matias always had an issue, like dealing with the street shit. That's why when he went back to Puerto Rico to fight Paro, he came out with some reggaeton artists that, you know, they're known for like their street shit. And that was like awkward because Matias never came out with reggaeton artists. Matias always been like, you know, I don't need the street people to like give me clout. You know how like Berlanga comes out with like Fat Joe and shit. Yeah, that never been Matias' personality. So people were a little upset at him in Puerto Rico. And, you know, they were like, what's good with you, bro? So now, you know, he left that shit. He got with, you know, the big boy trainer, the big Puerto Rican dude. Yeah. That's my dude, bro. Yo, when you got a fat trainer, bro, because I know boxing, you got to be in shape. But like, yo, bro, Mac, I feel like if you got a fat trainer, bro, I know you guys remember Norman Stone? Remember John Ruiz, the heavyweight guy from... Ruiz, Yo, remember that Norman Stone, the little white dude? He was cursing people out, cursing the referee out, like, yo, fuck you. I feel like a fat trainer is sometimes beneficial to you. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've had some chubby trainers, and they were good.
Yeah.
I had a Cuban. Matter of fact, I had a Cuban Olympian, bro, from the '80s, who was my trainer for a time. And he was chubby, bro, but man, loud voice.
I swear to God, yo, Biz, because I know you're from the East Coast. I swear to God, I think I know who you're talking about, bro. I think I know who you're talking about. I swear to God.
You know who I'm talking about. Cool.
Yeah.
He used to be over there at Global Boxing.
Yes, yo, dude, yo, he's a beast though, because like,
he's a beast,
yo, he has a notebook with like workouts, and he make everybody do these workouts, and I'm like, bro, when you get these workouts, so it's like the Olympics, and yo, dudes be dying, bro. He be having like 7-year-olds doing like wall sits and shit.
Bro, I got a few fights in the amateurs. Matter of fact, I should put one up, man.
Amateur boxing is crazy, man, because like these guys come in, they throw like 100 punches around. You know, it's a whole different game than the 8-ounce, you know, pro box.
Oh hell yeah! Nah, the amateurs were crazy, and shout out to all the chubby.
Nah, yo, if I see a chubby trainer, man, I'm like, yo, that dude gotta work. He gotta be on something.
I'll tell you, he'll hold the belly pad with no problem.
Yo, you can't even move him.
Can't move for nothing.
Oh man, you know, Robert Garcia got a little chubby. He got chubby cheeks too. My bad, bro.
I'm just saying, I think you guys are on something. Bomac, Reynoso.
Yeah, Reynoso.
Forget about it.
Panda, you know, Panda. He was Matias' trainer too.
In my opinion, but thank God that Matias got rid of him, bro. Because I think
Panda kind of limits his guys because they kind of all have the same style, like Cepeda and Matias. You know, they're not really they don't really put a priority in defense. You know, so.
My man Capetillo, even though he's been getting shit, he's been getting shit. He's been dropping. Shout out to Capetillo, that's my man.
Yeah, but yo, Tio and Shakur, I think that's a good matchup. We need that fight. You know, because these guys, you know, they can't be 20 forever. You know, we don't want to see them fight when they're 30 years old. You know, I know Golovkin and Canelo, people were like, yo, look, when that fight is going to happen. And it finally happened, you know, and I feel like we need that now because that could be a potential trilogy too. That could be like a rematch. Who knows? You know, who knows how close it is, but we need it, man. These guys been the most followed American boxers since like Floyd, you know. You got Haney, Tio, and Shakur and Tank. Like, they got to fight each other. That's why I give respect to Garcia, even though Garcia, you know, got his issues and he's a little mental guy, but he fought Tank, he fought Haney. You know, he may fight Tio next. You know how Oscar de la Hoya, he wants that fight. Oscar's like, let me get these two, you know, Latino contingents on my shit. So, yeah, we'll see, man. I can't wait. I want to see that fight. Hopefully it happens.
The whole boxing landscape, all these guys are on the collision course. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because right after Devin and Norman, is going to open it up some more. And,
that Norman and Devin fight, whoo,
That's gonna be and I think that Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, all these guys are eventually gonna have to see each other.
Yeah,
They're gonna
they
have
got
to see
to.
each other, and I think next year it's gonna be I'm talking about one of those years in boxing where we're gonna get those fights that we've been waiting for. These four kings, right? They've been rising up. What was it? Teofimo, Shakur. Who else was a part of that four king? That whole four king.
Tank, Shakur, Tio,
Somebody
and Haney.
and Haney, right? All these guys, they're gonna end up seeing each other.
Yeah.
And Crawford right now, I don't know if you guys have been seeing some of the because Crawford has his own channel and he's been kind of vlogging all his camp work. So some of his camp work. What do you guys think about the way he's been putting on this weight? I'm starting to I still feel like Canelo has the advantage and he's gonna be triumphant on the 13th. But what do you guys think about this weight? This acclimation, how long has he been really been getting ready for this fight? I seen him with what's the Mexican heavyweight, or is he a heavyweight? Lester Martinez, I think his name is.
Oh yeah, Lester.
Super middleweight.
Super middleweight, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's been battling these guys already for a little bit of time. I think that Crawford's been really preparing for this guy for a lot longer than what he's been hinting to. Canelo still got the power though. So.
Yeah. 8-ounce gloves is so crazy in pro boxing, man. Because I love Crawford, but I'm gonna let my man go first because I'm not really I'm not a. I kind of follow more the lighter divisions for myself, and I'm at like 168. I feel like there's like so much danger there that I respect Crawford for going up all the way to that weight class. Because I don't know, man. I feel like Canelo, when he like sits on it, something happens, bro. Like guys kind of be like, all right, let me chill out. Let me not fuck with this. Because even Golovkin, Golovkin had to box a little. He had to mix it up. He just couldn't constantly brawl because Canelo, he got heavy hands, and Crawford got the style for Canelo, but I think Canelo
throws those combo breakers.
Yeah. It's just it's tough, man. I can't wait to see that fight because if Crawford wins that, man, that's even Canelo's older. It's just I feel like Canelo has so much IQ. You know that head movement he does.
Yeah.
I think that may frustrate Crawford in terms of him trying to get his offense together because he's gonna miss a lot. I don't think Crawford's gonna land as accurately as he did against Spence. Spence is not that big on head movement. He's more of that body pressure. So
that speed advantage too, man. I mean, he's putting on weight. These are the things that concern me. That I've been looking at. Some of the camp vlogs and some of the videos that he's been putting.
Yeah,
out.
remember when Tito went up to fight Hopkins and Tito didn't have that same speed on the hook. I'm not going to compare Tito to Crawford. They're two different guys. I apologize about that, but I know going up a weight for me, right? I'm a 152 fighter at amateur level, right? Mm-hmm. When I fought at 165, bro, the guy in the ring that I looked at, he looked like LeBron James. I'm like, how the fuck? How are you that much bigger than me over one weight class? I was like, what happened? Because I'm only 5'10". This guy was 6'2", Aki, man. This guy was big. So I look forward to the fight.
Some of these dudes, when you come to the weigh-ins,
yeah,
I'm like, bro, you in a whole other division. What you doing?
What diet is that? My coach got me eating tuna cans, no mayo and fucking olives and for breakfast. I don't know, man. I'd be
trying to make that weight, man. And you got some guy that looks like LeBron James.
Yeah, bro. I was all the way in upstate and we're in a mall and this guy is from that town. So all his homies were out there. I was when you're the first bout, the first match.
Yeah.
And it's oh shit, I gotta start the show. So I went in there. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to box the guy, but he kept holding me. I'm like, this motherfucker's strong. I'm about to do some Kirk Angle body slam shit because I was I'm not gonna back this guy up with my punches. But I lost my first fight, and then I started learning a little more about angles, using my eyes for boxing, and I eventually won more. But what do you think about Crawford and Canelo?
Well, Crawford and Canelo, to me, like I told you, right from the get when they ordered this fight, I was like, okay, I got Canelo right away. All the stuff that we just spoke about too, and much more situations that we've seen guys come up. We've heard about the smaller great guy coming up to fight a great bigger guy, and we've heard what happens, and we know that the disadvantages that are there for the smaller guy. Canelo Alvarez is combined with his head movement, the way he sits on his punches, his chin. You're not gonna. All these guys talking about Crawford's gonna go in there, he's gonna finish him. Shannon Briggs even said it. I don't know what's wrong with the homie. I'll even hit him with a woo, let's go champ, just for that and shit. Let's go champ. But he's talking about that Crawford's gonna stop Canelo. I'm sorry, it's not happening. That's all for the Vegas odds. We got to be frank, especially when I get on this betting show. I'm going to just speak facts, and I'm going to stick with the facts. Anything that happens outside of that, that's like, greatness happening, or, something just way out of like what the norm is happening. But all the odds are stacked against Crawford. Both great fighters in their own respect, right? Crawford has his own advantages and his own style, right? His advantages, his way he switches back and forth, all that stuff. Canelo has his advantages. So you're talking about two great fighters, but one guy's just been there a lot longer, more comfortable with the weight, and has faced all types of people, bro. I mean, there's still people that come down on Terence Crawford's his fights and the people that he's faced. Can't compare him to Canelo, so I gotta go with what Canelo has done. All the
definitely.
All the greatness talk and all that other stuff, I gotta leave that by the wayside for now. You know what I mean? Can Crawford possibly make this a 12-round fight? Of course. I mean, I'm not expecting Canelo to go in there and knock him out either. Can he? Yeah, he can. Can he blow up one of those biceps like he did Callum Smith? Yeah, he can.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that.
He did it to a bigger guy. So when guys start talking to me about, but he got the advantage, he got reach, he'll take that from him. So
Canelo. Yeah, Canelo never been like the longer guy in most of his fights. I feel like Canelo always had like that, stocky. He's just like kind of owned it.
He's always a small.
He's a short guy. And who could you guys tell me that Canelo hasn't faced that or maybe you can tell me what he's gonna encounter that's so new that he hasn't faced yet. Like he's faced rangy fighters. He's faced guys with power. He's faced guys with speed. I mean, Bivol, look at Bivol, man. We're talking about a true 160, 175.
175 is big as hell.
He big as hell. And he was getting pushed back by Canelo. And he still couldn't finish Canelo.
Yeah, he was landing everything on Canelo, but Canelo still kind of like was walking forward. So it's like
he's like a little fucking Mexican zombie and shit.
Yeah, that's scary, man. Because that chin, man. You see him do those exercises too. Canelo has like a neck of an Olympic wrestler. He's not your normal boxer build.
You seen his neck, bro? He does. He looks like who could I compare?
Like Kurt Angle.
Remember? Yeah, Kurt Angle. Or do you know UFC fighter Yoel Romero, the Cuban?
Oh yeah, Yoel Romero. Yeah. Oh, he's
Romero. Bro, got his. He has his neck fused too.
Yeah. He's like genetic. He's like a genetic freak.
Yeah, you've heard the stories about that dude. That dude's not normal.
Yeah. Yo, how do both of you guys feel about the possibility of a draw, like a controversial draw? So like Turkey and Hearn, they're like, yo, this fight made us a lot of money. Let's do a draw so people could be like, because I think people be mad as hell. Like,
now we talking money. See?
Yeah.
Now we're talking money, and I'm glad you took it there because there can be a possibility, right? We all want those, the promoters especially. They're just fucking there, like waiting for that.
They do it like WWE. Turkey's gonna go to the locker room like Crawford. I want you to stop boxing and let him win 2 rounds so we get a rematch.
No, but for real, they'll definitely want to make a second fight, of course. Whether or not it's gonna be like that, bro. I just have so much to see from Crawford in that fight. I want to know how he's going to stop some of this stuff. But he's a great fighter, right, guys? We can't count them all out. But I'm going to leave this as a 75. No, all right. I'll go 65-35 on this one. As of right now, I stand with Canelo.
I got to go in 12.
You got to go in 12, Cookie?
No, I'm here. I'm listening for CT, y'all.
Puro Sud, you got to go in 12?
Yes, sir.
12 rounds? All right. And you, Cookie?
I got a 7-5 Canelo unanimous decision, and I believe it'll be controversial because people may score it for the way Crawford tries to box Canelo, but I think I'm gonna be the one to score for Canelo based on the body shots. I feel like Canelo he'll like make Crawford very like hesitant with the body shots. So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, man. Champions, man. Thank you for stopping by too, bro. You know, you guys are part of the community. You are the community and the program. So appreciate you guys giving me your insights, man. Check us out later too, bro. If you guys want to tap in later, I know you guys are busy, but if you ever want to tap in again, we are going to be doing an afternoon show, and this is going to be on Moses Itamo versus Dillian White and the whole entire fight card. We'll start, doing our analytics, getting ready for that Friday betting show. So, Coqui, Puro Sur, man, appreciate y'all stopping by, man.
No problem, Doobie, man. Thank you for having me, brother.
All right,
Peace out,
champions.
brother. God bless.
God bless,
nice to meet
man.
you, Cookie. Peace out, brother.
Cheers.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
There you have it. There you have it, folks. Two members from the community speaking their, handling business, right? Handling business here on the Boxing Biz. Great insights, too, man. Coqui, bro, you gave me a lot of, deep insights on Subriel. I didn't know a few things about him. So that's pretty cool. And definitely, bro. So, I know Coqui was at that Global Boxing Gym, bro. They turned that shit into a bread factory. Can you believe that shit? Such a beautiful gym they had out there. Crazy. Dillian White and Moses, we'll be talking. We're going on the full program later on. I think around 3:00 we'll be back, and we'll do a deep dive on that, bro. Moses versus Dillian is a typical story, bro. Young lion versus the old lion, trying to take him out of there, right? Trying to claim the Sahara, not the Sahara, trying to claim the plains of boxing, of heavyweight boxing. Trying to make my little lion analogy there. But yeah, don't count Dillian White out. I'm telling you, because all I've seen right now so far from Moses is head hunting, and as much power as that kid has, he's going to encounter a lot of experience in Dillian White. And like I said, we'll get into it full scope on the 3:00 program later on today. Again, guys, thank you for tapping in with us. I'm going to have to go. I got to go show some support to my nephew and tap in with him this morning. So it's the only reason why I'm not continuing the show a little longer. But yeah, Coqui, they turned it into a bread factory, bro. Shout out to the owner. I forget his name. His name is Polish, so it's a little difficult to say. But yeah, the owner there was a pretty cool guy. Pretty well connected too. This Polish gentleman. So shout out to him. I mean, he's probably making more bread with the bread factory. But yeah, no doubt, Coqui, man. Again, thank you for stopping by. Everybody, man, if you did stop by and you like what you were listening to, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and if you want to come back and make sure you know when we're going live, hit that notification bell. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the community. We appreciate these numbers, how they keep flowing up, trending up. The uptick needs to continue so we can go ahead and keep knocking on these doors. They're going to let us in, all right? We need to get to these media pressers. And the more you guys, share the program and we get out there into the eyes of many more in the boxing community, they'll go ahead and accept, right, the Boxing Biz as a true media outlet for the sport of boxing. You know how long I've been doing this. The show's fairly new, but I've been here forever. So let's get us there. I'll be going into these gyms pretty soon, checking out all my East Coast brethren out here. So many people I got to show love to, man, and put the scope on them. So I'll be looking forward to doing that. Again, y'all, appreciate y'all. Coqui said, enjoy your day, brosive. You too, my brother. Puro Sur, thank you for stopping by. My man Ryan Hong over there from from across the pond. Shout out to everybody over there. Think we haven't left no man behind. I think we got it. All right, y'all. It's Alex Doomsday Linus. This is the Boxing Biz, and we out of here. Chill. Left.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.